Welcome, blood brothers and sanguine sisters, to Deeply Discussing Dexter. I'm your host, Dale Maxfield. I'm joined by Aaron Caldwell.
Hello.
Brooke Merritt.
Hi.
And Zach Rowland.
Hello.
And today we're discussing Season 7, Episode 11, Do You See What I See? On this episode, it's Christmas in Miami. Huerta nearly catches Dexter. Dexter nearly kills Estrada. Hannah nearly kills Deb. And Quinn nearly has a plot line. What did you guys think of this episode overall?
I actually really enjoyed this episode, seeing how LaGuerta kind of puts her plan into action, and it forces some hard choices by Dexter, and it builds a lot of tension going into the final episode.
I feel like I do a lot of, it was fine, it was okay. This one's more than okay. It was a little better than fine. I wouldn't say it was good, but, you know, better than fine is an improvement.
I'm a sucker for Christmas, so I loved it. I've come a long way since the beginning of this season, and I feel like at the beginning of the season I wasn't really into this season so much, but I've actually enjoyed the last few episodes, and I enjoyed this episode as well. So,
oh wait, was it Christmas? I didn't notice. They didn't mention it 500 times in this episode.
Yeah, LaGuerta's house decorations I thought were just insane. She's a single woman and she really, really decorated the fuck out of her living room for Christmas.
Yeah, between her and Matthews, I mean, the decorations go wild. So
decorating his boat.
Yeah.
I don't have time to fix that string of lights. Fuck it.
Didn't get my full pension. Don't know if you know that.
He mentions that about as much as they mention that it's Christmas.
Maria, I'll take you back to Cuba.
Go get another mosquito or whatever they call those drinks.
Oh yeah, that was another great line.
Yeah, so just when we were talking about him being racist at another episode, there's another one where it's like not really racist, but it's like clear enough that he's like, I don't even care what they call the drink that's not necessarily associated with her race, but
yeah, I
it.
called bullshit on that one. I was like, you know goddamn well what a mojito is.
Yeah.
You dickhead.
Yeah.
He was just being an asshole there.
Well, I mean, if Matthews is going to show up, he's going to say something racist or sexist or both. It's kind of what he does.
So Dexter is daydreaming about growing old with Hannah. We see Dexter in old age makeup, an older Harrison, and a very subtly older looking Hannah. They kiss and it returns to the present. Dexter gets a call. Hector Estrada, one of his mother's killers, is getting paroled. Hannah describes it as the universe giving him a Christmas present.
And when you say subtly older looking Hannah, it's like somebody literally just took a pencil and drew a couple wrinkles on her forehead. She looked exactly the same other than just a couple of very, very minor wrinkles. I was confused for a second trying to figure out what was going on.
I watched that scene a couple of times because I felt like either it was in Dexter's head and they weren't aging her on purpose. They were just leaving her alone. I think the age difference between the two of them is the reason why his aging looks more profound than hers. But yeah, I think what they went for was they just sort of, normally when you do makeup for television, it kind of smooths out, the crow's feet and, laugh lines and stuff like that. And I think they just sort of left hers in. So it just looked like a more natural Yvonne Strahovski instead of looking like she had old age makeup applied.
That's what I thought.
Here's what I don't understand. Why would Dexter have gotten a call? Because nobody knows that his real name is Moser.
Matthews does.
Well, Matthews does, but LaGuerta just found that out. That was her big break in the case an episode ago.
No, that is a good question. Why would they have called him about the parole hearing if it had been kept under wraps for all this time?
Yeah.
Because it serves the plot. Shut up and go along with it.
Okay, no more questions.
Bobby.
It's Dexter.
Yeah, because it was just like I don't even know who called him. Right? Was it a correctional facility or?
Yeah, it was
been,
supposed to be like the parole board that called him because
the parole board. He can
do a victim impact statement.
Right.
Well, they actually, we're about to get to that scene, but yeah, they ask him to give a victim impact statement, and he declines to do it because he wants him paroled. But that's, of course, LaGuardia's secret plan. So, Angel tells Deb that he's located the witness Hannah's dad tipped them off about. Angel wants to say something to Dexter about them investigating his girlfriend, but Deb orders him not to. Dexter meets with Matthews on his boat. Matthews tells Dexter that LaGuardia thinks that Dexter is the Bay Harbor butcher. He lays out LaGuardia's entire case, and Dexter realizes that he's being low-key interrogated. Dexter tells Matthews that Dokes had a boat at the same marina as Dexter's. He didn't come forward out of fear for himself and Deb. Matthews seems cool with it, like he's just doing it to hold up his half of the bargain with LaGuardia. Deb meets Arlene, the witness to the Hannah McKay murder. Deb offers her immunity in return for her testimony. Otherwise, Deb will prosecute Arlene as an accessory. Dexter and Deb watch Jamie wait in line to put Harrison on Santa's lap. Dexter tells Deb about LaGuardia and Matthews closing in on him. He's planning to plant more evidence that the Bay Harbor butcher was Dokes. Deb says that she'll do it. It's too dangerous for him. They walk up and get their picture taken with Santa and Harrison, but not Jamie.
Who's like the real parent. Yeah.
Yeah. What was I? Oh, there was something up here I was going to point out, but now I forgot what it was. Dang it. Oh, well. Oh, I feel like if, what's her name? The informant, Arlene. And Paul had met, it would be a different show. Because they're such good druggies together. It's like you always have to have that druggy parent coming in. I think it was a missed opportunity there.
Arlene just cracks me up as a character.
Yeah.
Like, it's obviously they just like smear her makeup and put her in that silly wig and make her look like a mess.
I think it would be funny if it was the woman who played Hannah McKay, but just in like makeup and a silly wig.
That would have been better. That would have made it so much better.
They're like, they don't have the budget for another actor, so they have to just put a person in it.
Yvonne, you got another role this week. So yeah, I thought that was just hysterical that they like made Jamie wait in line, and then they jumped the line to pose with Harrison once she got through it.
Yeah, she always gets the short end of the stick. She didn't get to be in the play. She doesn't get to be in the Christmas photo. It's like why is she? You know, that's sad.
She's way underpaid.
Yeah, whatever he's paying her, like even if it's like $10,000 a week, it's not enough.
Here's something to think about. What if at some point someone came after Jamie because of Dexter, right? Like, let's say Isaac came after Jamie, or somebody else came after Jamie because they're like, well, the babysit is imperative to everything. So if we take her, we take him down.
That's the thing, though. Dexter would be like, well, Deb can watch him for the next 6 years, and then
He'd just send him to Orlando.
yeah. But he'd make someone else drive him there.
That's right.
You could just make a bunch of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, leave him out for him, and just let him do his own thing by himself.
He'd give the kid to Arlene.
Yeah, give the kid to Arlene.
Oh, there we go. Smart.
Matthews and LaGuardia meet at LaGuardia's over-decorated house of Christmas. Matthews tells her about the alleged boat for Dokes. Arlene meets with Hannah and swears she never told anybody about the murder. Hannah figures out that it must have been her dad. Arlene, who is a hot mess, refers to Deb as a skanky detective. There's a whole pot kettle black thing going there. Hannah promises to figure something out. And yeah, like I said, Arlene is just like, she's like a beat up Raggedy Ann doll. It's like one of the most hilarious characterizations they've done on the show.
She probably could have been one of Deb's girls when she was back on Vice.
Yeah, exactly.
Throwing it back.
Yeah, Jennifer Carpenter could have played that part.
Yeah.
No problem. A stripper tells Quinn that Nadia moved to Las Vegas and left a note saying he meant a lot to her and thanking him for what he did for her.
What kind of fucking John Deere note is this? she left it in the locker of one of the other strippers, assuming that Quinn would come by because he always does. This John Deere letter.
And Quinn had to interrupt a lap dance to find it out.
John Deere. Dear John
We're
letter.
leaving it as John Deere.
John Deere letter. I like to call it John Deere letter. Dear John letter. Whatever.
When
You
it's
get my
done this
point.
way, it is called a John Deere letter.
Right?
It's just a
I
fucking
mean-
tractor across.
Any note from a stripper is a John Deere letter.
I gotta get on that tractor and ride that pole. That didn't make any sense.
It really didn't, but it was a good effort.
About that much.
Yeah. All right.
It
But
started
still,
weak and then it was over.
Yeah. It started about as strong as Quinn's career.
And I love how he just sort of is like, he just kind of gives her an honorable nod at the end, like, I understand.
Seems right. Like he should have said "seems right." Like there's no more plot.
The silliest thing for him to have done at that point would have been to like hand her $20 and say thank you. Like,
I mean, you should tip for that kind of information.
thank you for delivering the information.
It would have been better for the character if it would like immediately gone into him just having emotionless sex staring at the
Staring in the window again.
That's what I thought. Right?
I don't want to see that again though.
Straight to
so
the
let's
VIP
not do that.
room.
Once was enough.
Well, they don't even show like that he's doing that. You can just sort of infer it from his face that that's what's happening. It's just like a close up on his face, and he's just like bored, and the noises are there.
Also, why is this place open? Didn't Quinn just murder the boss?
Yeah, but the Brotherhood's still alive and kicking. You got to keep money coming through.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah. Matthews and LaGuerta find a clue that Deb planted, leading them to a ship repair building. Inside, they find plastic sheeting and a fingerprint from Dokes. LaGuerta starts crying, and Matthews says, Feliz Navidad. See,
Well,
he does know
said
the
it right.
Spanish.
Yeah.
But wait, is it Christmas? Because I hadn't heard that yet.
I think it might be.
I'm not sure.
It is
Not
clearly
sure.
Feliz Navidad.
Let's go get a mosquito. Anna surprises Deb at home to tell her that Dexter is happy and looking forward to the future. She wants to bury the hatchet for Dexter's sake. Deb says she's going to make sure Hannah gets arrested for Dexter's sake. So, hatchet firmly buried in Hannah. Dexter tells Matthews he's sorry for not reporting Dokes' boat before. Matthews tells him he doesn't have to worry about LaGuerta anymore, and Dexter calls Deb and tells her that they bought the evidence. Dexter approaches Estrada, pretending to be a drug connection. Angel calls. Deb has been in a car accident. Angel tells Dexter that Deb OD'd on Xanax behind the wheel. She was in the neighborhood for a second interview with Arlene. They argue about whether or not Hannah poisoned Deb. Lots of use of the term aprazolam. I don't know if they didn't want to say Xanax too many times, or if there was some sort of a penalty for using the brand name too many times. But I feel like the general audience would be confused by that term.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's I mean, I guess if you say it the one time, then it sort of is supposed to be like, oh, well, it's something that's similar to it, but you're asking your audience to be smarter than they probably are, especially if they're from Miami. So, I got you on that one, Brooke. Yeah.
I mean, I'm married to a doctor, so like I know what diphenhydramine is, and
I'm a nurse, so I
take it
know.
every day. But like most people don't know that, like what the generic name for Benadryl is, let alone Xanax. So
Yeah.
That seemed like
Odd.
Yeah, it was.
Everybody knows what Xanax is, but not everybody knows alprazolam. I agree.
Hannah. Go ahead.
I do. I have a theory here. I was sticking to my theory while watching the episode when they brought up the fact that like Hannah may have poisoned Deb, and I was like, no way. Friendship is way thicker than family at this point. So their friendship is really important. With Hannah, there's no way Hannah would do this. I thought Deb did it to herself to make it look like Hannah had done it to her, so that she could then trick Dexter into thinking Hannah did this to her. It's like a, you know what I'm saying? It's like a he did, she said.
Yeah, it was unclear in the episode as to whether or not this was a plot by Deb or a plot by Hannah. The way that I extrapolated out that it couldn't have been Deb is that there's no way for Deb to have faked the OD and car accident without accidentally killing herself. So, like, that was a much higher risk of happening. And that's what Hannah wanted to happen. So, like, she had to have the actual drugs in her system, and she had to actually crash the car, and for the hospital staff to see the right amount of alprazolam in there, and for her to crash the car and OD like at the right timing. I don't feel like it's something that Deb could pull off like that.
True. I mean, it's a risk you got to be willing to take. Your own life for Dexter's happiness.
Yeah.
All right, punching holes in my theories.
And she wrecked her BMW.
Oh, that poor BMW.
The BMW that changes like 4 times throughout the episode.
Yeah. So, yeah. Dexter tells Matthews he's sorry. I already said that part. Let's see. Dexter goes to Deb's to try to figure out if Hannah poisoned Deb. He finds a blonde hair in Deb's house. He searches Deb's smashed car and finds a mostly empty water bottle.
Oh, that's where the mechanic's like, sorry for your loss, and he's like, no, she made it. My sister's okay. And he's like, oh, not that BMW. Like, he really cared about that BMW. Like that baby's toast.
Angel tells LaGuardia that he's happy with his future with the restaurant. He's planning to put in for retirement on the 1st of the year. Yay. Dexter comes home to Hannah, Harrison, and Jamie. Jamie, now a vegetarian, is there as an excuse not to watch Angel roast a pig. My note was really writers. Jamie's just hanging out with Dexter on Christmas Eve because she's a vegetarian. Not hanging out with Angel. Okay,
gotta
whatever.
Stick to those convictions.
Gotta move on. Dexter mulls over whether Hannah is a poisoner while they have dinner. The 3 adults then play with a children's train toy, and Hannah gives Dexter a framed photo of the 2 of them. So that train thing that they're putting together for our listeners is not like an electric train set that adults put together. It's one of those wooden jigsaw train sets that children put together. But Jamie and Hannah and Dexter, all dressed up for Christmas, are like on the floor playing with this thing in the middle of the night.
What else were they going to do? Like, Jamie was nice enough to bring her kid over, so of course they were going to play with him.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't write this episode, but threesome? I don't know. Something could have happened.
I mean, think threesome is what everyone was hoping for, but
it's been a little awkward with Harrison there. He could have held the camera, I guess.
He's asleep. He doesn't know what's going on. They leave Jamie and Harrison alone to go back to Hannah's. Another what the fuck. On Christmas Eve, they leave Harrison and Jamie alone at home so they can go back to Hannah's. And it's mainly a cover so that Dexter can go out and kill Estrada. He confronts Hannah about Deb's accident. Hannah says that Arlene is too much of a mess to be a threat to her. And Hannah says that she's never made a mistake, and if she had poisoned Deb, Deb would be dead.
Boom! She made her first mistake.
That really did throw me, though, because I was like, well, yeah, surely she poisoned Deb after that conversation. But then she brought this up, and I'm like, well, maybe she didn't. She's pretty sure of herself.
Yeah, but Deb's a super cop. She can fight her way through Xanax overdose.
Alprazolam
overdose.
No Morgan can drive a vehicle ever again.
Yeah, Dexter's flipping cars every season, so It's about time Deb flipped one. Yeah, so Dexter meets up with Estrada and M99's him, laying him out in a container. Holy fuck, you're Dickie Moser, is what the guy says. It's like, no, I'm Dexter Moser. Estrada accuses Dexter of working with LaGuerta, that she set him up, and Dexter realizes that he was set up and LaGuerta is watching. LaGuerta and two previously unseen detectives come into the container to find a running chainsaw and nothing else. Dexter is trying to lead Estrada away quietly, but Estrada jumps into the water, and Dexter jogs away. Dexter gets a call at home. The lab confirmed that Deb's water was full of Xanax. Her accident was no accident. Dexter brings Deb home from the hospital. He gives Saul Price's poison pen with Hannah's prints on it to her. Deb says she knows how hard this must be for him. He goes back to Hannah and tells her he knows what he wants. She kisses him under the mistletoe, but Deb and Angel walk up and arrest her, and Hannah tells Dexter she should have killed her.
And what a great Christmas.
Hannah tells Dexter he should have killed her.
Yeah, it definitely left us feeling in the holiday spirit, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, was it Christmas? I didn't know. Nobody mentioned at all that it was Christmas. I had no idea.
You
I feel like they...
Go ahead.
Yeah. I feel like there was a missed opportunity with the title. The Do You Hear What I Hear didn't really come out as much as like, Under the Mistletoe or Santa, what's the Santa song? Santa's coming.
There are a lot.
Santa's coming to town.
Let's see. Where should we begin?
Here is the 41
There's
Santa songs.
There are a couple out there that I can think of.
Grandma got run over by a reindeer. There's a lot of good ones. I feel like that they missed the mark on the title.
That would have been effective playing over this.
With the poisoning thing, they could have gone with Baby It's Cold Outside.
There you go. See?
So.
But it's Miami.
And it's not cold.
Fuck. So there. No, this is one of those things where like they name the episode "Baby It's" or they name the episode "Do You Hear What I Hear?" And then like that's a public domain song, as far as I know. They could have used it. It would have been kind of fun to like hear some version of it while LaGuerta was trying to find Dexter at the container. Like that could have been a fun scene, but
they didn't use it at all.
They didn't use it, and they didn't really have any space for levity in this episode. It's all serious, it's all tense all the time. So
yeah, even Feliz Navidad would have been better.
If that had just kicked on as soon as he said it to LaGuerta.
Yeah.
Feliz Navidad. That should have been playing at Angel's party.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it wasn't.
This episode was directed by John Dahl, who directed 16 episodes total between seasons 3 and 8. It was written by Mandy Cotto and Wendy West. Mandy Cotto, of course, coming on from season 5. And Wendy West wrote 11 episodes between seasons 4 and 8. This is her first on season 7. The best line of the episode. What was it?
I think there was actually a lot of both good and bad lines throughout this entire episode. I had trouble choosing stuff. But I have, for the best, as I get up, there we go. The fat lady isn't singing. Her song is done. She's getting dry humped in her dressing room.
Oh, Matthews. Feliz Navidad.
Right up there with mosquitoes.
I liked the line from Deb. What the fuck are you doing here? Oh God, don't tell me we're fucking neighbors now. When Hannah showed up. It's just
that was good.
It's a wonderful Deb line.
I didn't have that easy of a time finding the best line, but I went with Matthews saying to LaGuerta, I've heard of people fucking their brains out, but God almighty. In response to her theory about Dexter.
Yep.
Oh, Captain Matthews. How about the worst line of the episode?
Masika says something about reindeer dicks.
Yep, I got that point. Same one. It's the Christmas spirit around here sucks big reindeer dicks.
Yeah, there you go.
I actually originally had picked the line about the one too many mosquitoes just because of the racist undertone, but then after 5 gazillion mentions of Christmas, I picked my worst line as every frickin' time they mentioned it was Christmas.
Yeah.
Bah humbug.
Boy, man, it must supposed to be real fun to be around Brooke after Halloween because it's just like no more Christmas.
Well, if you have to remind me every hour that it's Christmas, yeah, it's not so fun anymore.
You wouldn't want to hang out with me around Christmas time.
But I just don't know. Was it Christmas in this episode? I didn't hear at all.
We saw Santa.
It wasn't cold outside, I can tell you that much. I think I know the answer, but what was the performance of the episode?
Oh, hands down, Arlene.
I second Arlene.
Oh God.
There's so many reasons to pick Arlene, but after this discussion, I think I'm gonna go with Captain Matthews.
It has to be Captain Matthews.
Yeah, like, come on.
He owned this episode.
Although LaGuerta's decorating skills.
That's a negative.
Honorable mention.
It annoys me just to think of her decorating her house that much.
Or how come why not go with Jamie for just putting up with all the bullshit?
Because she's not on screen. She's off with Harrison.
True.
She's too busy to have any lines.
Yep.
Babysitting.
Sorry, Jamie. Got to give it to the old racist man on this one. Well, that'll do it, guys. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Thanks, everybody, for participating. We'll see you on the next Deeply Discussing Dexter.